Leap of Faith podcast fans. Welcome to this week's episode with yours truly, Randy Silver. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see we're doing it live. I got my really good friend, Kory Cook here. Kory, say hi to the audience.
Say hi, audience. What's up, guys?
And just like when we do it live, you know, we got camera 1 to the left, camera 2 in the middle, camera 3 to the right. So if you're listening on any audio platform, what up, Kory? Audio, that could be Apple, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, all the good. Again, we have the videos for you on YouTube, the YouTube videos that come out every week, the vlog videos, the podcast, all of it. So please go to YouTube and follow Leap of Faith. That way we can continue to grow the YouTube channel and get great content like this, which is why Kory's on today. This week's podcast is all around health and well-being. We're going to talk about mental fitness, physical fitness, and how you can be the best version of yourself. Kory's done that 3 ways. 1, Kory is a teacher in terms of teaching. He is a health guru. He helps people out in personal training and their wellness being and their diet, mental, physical, all that goes with it. He's been doing it for 10, 15 plus years now. He does this here in San Diego where we live. Kory's also done it around the world. Kory went down to Mexico in 2015 to open up a CrossFit gym, and he was helping people train. He had to learn Spanish on the job while training people, learn the culture, the language, all of it, business sense, how to open up a gym down there, how to run a gym. Took a lot of lessons from there, so we'll learn about that. So Kory's going to talk all about what it was like to open up a CrossFit gym in Mexico, what it was like to run in a CrossFit race, or I guess actually be like compete in the CrossFit event, fair enough. Tips for you in well-being in terms of how you can live a healthier life, how you can make sure you get up and work out, how you can have a healthy diet to prepare yourself. And we're going to talk about ZFL, ZIF, and we're going to keep that for the end. So we'll talk about that at the end when people will find out. Save it for later. But again, please like and subscribe to this podcast. It helps grow the brand. Kory, hopefully it's a great intro. Welcome to the podcast. So happy to have you here.
Thanks, Randy. I really appreciate it, man. And yeah, definitely, as Randy alluded to, I've been in health and wellness now since I was genuinely about 15, 16 years old. Started out working at a front desk in a gym and progressed over time to competing in CrossFit, playing at a high level for lacrosse. And just it's actually been able to continue well into my later years, right? It just wasn't something that I did when I was younger. I've developed a way to remain healthy and focus on nutrition and, you know, whatever that encompasses while also having a full-time job. So the biggest opportunity for me is to take the experiences that I've learned and help you guys in a way that's going to be beneficial for your guys' life to help with health and wellness for longevity.
Awesome.
So, you know, one of my biggest philosophies on health and wellness is it should be fun. I think number 1, you should enjoy the training that you're doing. I think number 2, what you do in the gym should help translate to give you a better life outside of the gym.
Yep.
So, you know, I think a lot of people kind of underestimate like self-confidence or, you know, the ways that you can go and blow off stress from your day by going to the gym and training to, you know, kind of sometimes people have like the wrong mindset when they first want to get started, right? You know, because, you know, think about your day, right? Every single person has 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
And true. So you're going to have to devote some percentage of that day to work. Let's just call it an 8-hour day.
Okay.
Right? So 8 hours of your day, that's already gone. And let's say that after work, you like to go out and meet your friends for drinks. You want to go get appetizers, or maybe you want to go watch some type of sporting event. You have to understand that if you're looking to make changes in your life, you have to give up some amount of time out of your day to allow that for training, nutrition, and eating. Exactly. So I think what tends to happen for a lot of people, and why, you know, here we are at the beginning of the year, we're in middle of February, and I think a lot of people at this point are kind of either starting to teeter and fall off of their New Year's resolution.
Yeah, I got you.
And I think, you know, a lot of that just kind of comes down to, you know, the expectation of 6 weeks of trying hard, you know, these incredible results, when I think, you know, a lot of people don't really understand that maybe the scale isn't the best way as a deciding factor, or, you know, are you strength training more? So obviously that scale number is going to be off.
Yep.
Or somebody who's training for like a marathon, right? Like
Yep.
there's parameters of fitness, health, and wellness that can go outside of the scale. You know, you can look at, you know, the amount of weight you've been able to increase on certain exercises.
Yep.
Or if you're somebody who's constantly in pain, like if you're somebody who sits at a desk a lot of the time, essentially what happens is you're going to run into issues with your glutes, your hips, and you know, your postural muscles, because when you're sitting in a position, you know, the body has a really good muscle memory. And so what tends to happen is people, they get so excited and they want to start training and they just work out super hard, but it's not sustainable, or they're not in tune with the issues going on with their body. And so I find that a lot of people, you know, put yourself in your shoes, Randy, like ex-athlete as a kid growing up, maybe for whatever reason you've continued to stay healthy and you've worked on training and positive nutrition, but not everybody else has. So, you know, if you've been out of the game for a little bit and then you're like, you know, I really want to change my health and wellness, and you're like, I'm going to go to the gym 6 days a week, I'm going to cut carbs completely, and all of a sudden, you're probably making changes and you're going to see a little bit, but those aren't sustainable results that's going to allow you to be healthy for the longevity.
That's a lot of good information there. So let's break it down for the audience so we can break it into more bite size. So I think a really good place to start, thank you for the overview, is, you know, last week in the podcast we talked to Justin and we said this artificial number 30. I said I'm 29. You said you're a bit over 30. So people say, oh, once I feel 30, I feel more sluggish. I feel like I'm a step slower. I'm not able to do the same thing. What have you been able to do, actionable items for the audience listening, if they're turning 30, if they're turning 40, if they're turning 22, that they can take into their life to help them stay in peak conditions the best that they can?
And I definitely agree with you there, Randy. You know, there's a lot of people that essentially say that 30 is that point when you start to feel sluggish, and naturally there are things hormonally that are going on in people's bodies, right? As men, if you are not doing lifts or exercises that are going to trigger testosterone response in your body, then you're going to naturally have lower levels of that.
Fair.
So what are exercises that trigger the most testosterone growth are going to be
curls?
bicep curls, 100%. I wear small shirts. This is a large, so I don't, definitely not 22.
This is a medium.
But no, the best ways that, you know, you can increase testosterone is going to be, or are going to be, compound lifts. Your squatting, your deadlifting, your bench press, your military press. So multi-joint lifts, compound lifts are the ones that are going to be hitting the biggest muscles possible. So the biggest muscles on the human body for how it's supposed to be are your quads, your glutes, and your hamstrings. Those are the largest muscles on the body. By training those more often, by using progressive overloading, you know, adding 5 pounds every week and doing 5 sets of 5 repetitions once you've already warmed up, that muscular response helps induce natural levels of testosterone, which are going to keep you healthier. And then and it's going to help with, you know, any kind of you know, help outside of the gym. So, you know, as if your testosterone's up, obviously your sex drive is going to be there. It's essentially you're going to have your hair, your joints, your muscle fibers are going to be a lot stronger. We got some good flow.
Got some good flow.
So, you know, there naturally that is a good way to do it. But what tends to happen is a lot of people aren't consistently doing those compound lifts, so they're already naturally going to be at a little bit less. Alcohol is also a huge killer of testosterone. And, you know, I'm a big advocate for, you know, a healthy lifestyle. And that means having a healthy mentality or a healthy relationship with alcohol. You know, on a Friday night, if I want to have a couple beers with a friend, like, sure, I do that. But that's not every Friday night. And, you know, that doesn't mean that Saturday I don't wake up and start continuously eating healthy, drinking water, and eating healthy for the remainder of the day, and working out on Saturday. So
a lot of people don't go work out on the weekend. You just lost all your muscle because the alcohol eats away at it. Monday comes around, you feel sluggish. Work out Tuesday. Tuesday, you get busy. Now you just went 4 or 5 days without working out. Ate bad. Compounds.
And I think a lot of people get down on themselves over that when you know, if you can be in a good position to say, hey, we went to Vegas for a buddy's 30th birthday party.
Shout out, Dan.
That was awesome.
Videos on YouTube, it's right there.
But when I got back home, I got right back into, my heavy protein and vegetables for breakfast. I do intermittent fasting. However, I kind of don't. I drink protein powder. I do collagen and MCT oil in my coffee. So
wait, can you tell them what that means? They may not know.
Yep, exactly. So MCT oil, it's a coconut fat. Essentially, it helps with cognitive brain function. When you are fasting and your body's not absorbing any nutrition, essentially you get a brain fog because your body's going to use the resources that are within muscle, fat, tissue. And so when you're completely fasted, that means nothing. That's when the body starts to use those things in the digestion tract and starts moving through essentially the fuel or the food that was in there from the night before or whatever, right? So what I do is I have a protein shake that's about 25 grams of protein, collagen. So collagen is actually really good for hair, skin, and nails, inflammation, and joints. And then I do the MCT oil, which is that healthy coconut fat to help with cognitive brain function in the morning. And essentially so I'll do a large glass of ice water first thing. Then I'll have my cup of coffee, which is cold brew, MCT, and collagen. Ends up being about 20 grams of protein, 15 grams of fat with a tablespoon of that MCT oil. And then a protein shake around 10, which is another 25 grams of protein. So technically it's not a fast. However, I am consuming enough calories that I'm not going to get to that breakdown state, and it helps preserve muscle. But I also say that with the caveat that those are the days I don't work out in the morning. So I am very health and wellness conscious, and I'm very involved with fitness, but I still have a full-time job. So I'm the mornings that I work out, that's when I'll have my carbohydrates. I'll have oatmeal, I'll have some kind of fruit before I go work out.
And what time are you working out?
And that'll probably be either like 6 a.m. or a 9 a.m. workout, like on Saturdays.
Got it.
I was
gonna say, how do people who are working, say, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, 8 to 4, 7 to 3, 6 to 3, whatever it may be, how do they find time to work out?
And so getting back to making that priority of your day, right? Because you have to devote 8 hours of your day to work. Let's just call it a round number there. How long do you think it's going to take you to get an effective workout at the gym? So drive there. We're talking 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You get there, from warm up to walk out of the gym. What do you think is an effective time frame for you?
I would say depend. If you're just trying to get like a conditioning workout, get a sweat in, probably hour. If you're trying to get sweat plus a nice lift, build muscle, 2 hours. Personally, for me, I prioritize working out in my life. So you guys can't see. Maybe if you follow me on IG, you've seen I post videos. I have a gym in my backyard, full weight set. So what Kory just said, 15 minutes to have to drive to the gym, I make sure in my life I don't have to do that. So that 15 minutes driving to the gym, I'll do a run around the block, do 2 miles and warm up with my friends who work out with me, come over. So then I can work out for an hour, do my cool down, and now my time is minimized and to the gym, from the gym, showering, and I can now focus on podcasting, YouTube, things like that.
Yeah, and so, but getting back to what you're saying, so it sounds like about a solid hour is about what you can kind of expect for
a proper workout.
A proper workout,
Yeah,
and I agree,
100%.
and I totally agree. There's days when you're feeling good and you're there for 2 hours, you get a stretch in. By all means, I love those days as well, but that's not 100%. Not every person's able to do that with their schedule.
Yeah.
So, what I really think is a lot of people underestimate just going to the gym, just taking 20 minutes on the elliptical or Stairmaster, because a lot of people think if I'm not there for an hour, if I'm not leaving the gym dead, destroyed, sore, that it's not helping me at all. When I actually will say that the fact that you went to the gym, and let's say you had a really busy day, you have 40 minutes, so you show up, you get a quick 5-minute warm up and stretch, 20 minutes of cardio, 20 minutes of weight. Wouldn't you agree that's better to do a 40 minutes the best of your ability than to not go at all?
100%.
Absolutely.
But if you're there for that 40 minutes, it's not like lift, 2-minute break, lift, 2 minutes. You make sure you keep the energy going so you're burning it.
Exactly. And so I think what really gets lost is so many people are so obsessed with, I need results now. I need to, if I'm not bleeding, if I'm not sore, this is not helping me. When in reality, if I was training my mom, that's not how I would want a 55-year-old woman to view fitness. A session with me, when someone trusts me as a trainer to work with them, I want to give them the best hour out of their day. And if at that day it's encouragement and stretching and cardio, by all means. But if I can be that person's best day, best hour out of their day, that is like the most rewarding thing for me. And I bring that to every single session that I work with people. And, when the psychological factors involved with training, it's like I'm saying, right? It's you got to just take that first step, and just even the fact that you go to the gym for 20 minutes versus, oh, I'm not going to go at all because I don't have enough time. There's plenty of resources on YouTube as far as quick interval, high intensity workouts.
Yep. I have some on my channel if you want to check them out.
And I think people underestimate the simple body weight movements: burpees, push-ups, sit-ups, air squats,
yoga, just like something like that.
Exactly. Walking. Recently this year I've gotten into road cycling. So it's whatever.
Thunder thighs right there.
Small shorts. And so whatever it is, it's whatever's going to allow you to be consistent.
Yep.
Whatever's going to actually bring joy and be fun for you, if that's Zumba or like dance class or going for walks or having your bros over and your shirts off and doing curls, like whatever it is, just find some people that are fun to do it with, that are going to encourage you and push you and that are going to be kind of on your same level. And build that community. Like you said, Randy, like it's really cool to have your friends come over, especially after 8-hour day of working inside, and then you can kind of blow off some steam and it's right there in your backyard. Yeah. So I'm very lucky. I have a garage gym as well, so I totally relate.
Him and our friend, he lives with our friend Ryan, Rylar, shout out, and they get after it in their gym. They do.
Yeah, man, it's been fun. We've I've been involved in CrossFit and in competitive training for, I would say probably the better part of about 10 years at this point. Just kind of found fitness at a very difficult time in my life, and it actually turned to be such a release, and it's just something that is part of my life. Randy mentioned that, it's a priority, and it absolutely is for me too, and it's definitely been awesome to still continue to work out and be fit through well into my 30s, and I plan on trying to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and I'll give a couple examples from my life where people's, Christmas Eve, actually it was Christmas, I don't celebrate Christmas. I was next door with my neighbor Pete with his family, and they were having a bunch of wine for Christmas, and they're like, come on, drink. And the answer to me was, no, I didn't want to. One, because I'm not a big drinker in that sense. Two, I was training for the half marathon. I did not want to ruin my body, wake up hungover because I needed to run 10 miles the next day. So I made the cognizant choice, as Kory is saying, that I limited myself in that scenario to make a fitness choice to live a healthier, better life. If I hadn't done that, I would definitely not have run. I would have felt bad. Mentally, would have been pissed off at myself. So it compounds itself. The second, what Kory's saying is when people come over here, I work remotely. Many of you all know that. 8 hours a day. I talk to people online, but I don't get the physical interaction as going to an office. So having my friends come over and work out with me, we do circuit training here. 3-4 people. We'll do bicep curls, tricep curls, squats, abs. And then second round, we'll do lunges, XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. And it makes a game out of us. And we work out for an hour. We get like 12 lifts in doing the circuit training. Each set is like 30 seconds each. Move through. It makes it go quick. You hang out.
Yep.
So we found the stuff. If that is yoga, if that's swimming, surfing, volleyball, whatever it may be, find your happy place that you get to be active, work out. You're going to get an endorphin high from the workout, and you're going to be fit. And that's going to, as Kory said again, which he's doing such a great job, take you into a better mindset throughout the day. You're going to wake up feeling more fit, trim in the next morning, and continue on. Soon enough, you'll hit your fitness goals.
Nope. And one step at a time. One step
at a time.
Just little baby steps.
Or if you're doing a HIIT workout, 2 jumps.
Something like that.
So I did forget to say this in the intro, so I apologize. Kory does do CrossFit training, CrossFit type of competitions. So we always see that on TV or people hear about it. You just recently did one. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so CrossFit has been a part of my life since I would say 2012. I would say to this day I still participate. Maybe not as serious as I used to. I've kind of developed a program for myself that's gonna. I had injuries, non-CrossFit related. I was in a car accident when I was 2018, about 5 years ago. So yeah, about 27, 26. I was rear-ended on the freeway. So essentially I had a lot of back issues for a long time. And essentially I've been able to rehab myself through fitness. And kind of took a break from CrossFit. But since I've kind of shifted gears, CrossFit will always be part of my training. And I think that, just a lot of people get really involved and really bought into like CrossFit as the program, when I genuinely think that there's no other hour out of the day that's taught correctly with good movement mechanics and good coaching that I don't think there's any other program on planet Earth that's going to get you strong, fit, and healthy. And so I'm going to stop everybody right now because CrossFit has such a bad annotation or a bad reputation, and I want to share actually a personal story of mine that is probably one of my favorite training stories. I worked with a woman who was in her mid-60s. She came to me and she told me from day one, she said, I'm skinny fat. And she goes, I just want to be toned. I just want to lose weight. A lot of our training when I would start, I kind of gave her little appetizers of strength and I would mix in deadlifts and squatting kind of without her knowing. But I would kind of get to what her goals were. And essentially she just wanted to lean out. She wanted to tone. So at the end of our session, I would always have about 15 minutes and I'd be like, okay, we can do mobility and stretching. We can do cardio. We can do abs, or we can finish with strength for our last 15 minutes. What do you want to do? And for the first couple times I worked with her, it was always cardio. It was always abs. And then I actually started doing strongman with her. So she was doing yoke carries, so like back rack, barbell carries. And this woman's in her 60s. And I'm loading up like 150 pounds.
That's impressive.
And I would have her carry it across the gym and bring it back, and she'd put it down and she goes, wait, how much was that? I was like, that was 150 pounds. She's like, you're lying. And I was like, no, like you literally carried 150 pounds on your back 100 yards. And then it started progressing into, she wanted me to teach her how to bench press. She wanted me to teach her how to deadlift. She wanted me to teach her how to back squat. And I just saw this genuine transformation in this woman in her 60s. And so we were deadlifting, she was increasing weight. And when I would get to that point where I'd be like, okay, we have 15 minutes left, abs, cardio, stretching, or strength, 99% of the time, once I kind of flipped that switch in her head, she wanted to do strength.
That's what I figured.
So the reason why I think the program that I worked and I did with her was so effective, she called me one day and I could kind of hear her like tearing up. And she said, for the first time in my life, I didn't need my 25-year-old kids to help me carry my groceries up the three flights of stairs to my apartment. So the opportunity to give somebody the quality of life to be self-sufficient, to train what that is in the gym so it's going to be effective outside of the gym is so huge. We kind of take it for granted being in our 20s to have the ability to sit down in a chair and stand up. There's people out there that can't physically do that. And so if you train that, the air squat, if you train, a ring row, like pulling yourself up out of bed, like that transition over into someone's life who hasn't been doing that is so huge.
Yeah. And I know when I tore my ACL and I couldn't walk, like I got that appreciation for this, like getting out of bed, being able to take yourself to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Go to the bathroom by yourself. Thank you, Dad. Appreciate it. And so I don't take every day for granted. And Kory just did what he said, helping out this amazing woman so she could live her life. And he did that on such a more macro level in Mexico by himself, opening up a gym, never been in Mexico before. So as we transition to the second part, again, professional segue right here. Pretty good.
That was good.
So Kory, tell us about what it was like. How did you get the opportunity to go to Mexico to start a CrossFit gym? What were some of the challenges and how did you overcome them?
Oh, man. So I started working with a very large CrossFit company in 2015 called NorCal CrossFit at the time. I was living in the South Bay. I was living
NC Fit now, right?
NC Fit now, correct. And I was living in Santa Cruz with some of our friends from the ZFL. And I had actually gotten a call. I'd only been working for this company for about 5 weeks. And I had just started. This was back in 2015 when they were going to the CrossFit Games. And they were a major player. And they still continue to this day to be a major player in the CrossFit space. It's a great company. They've been around forever. Jason Kalipa won in 2008. So if you've ever seen Every Second Counts, that's like the first CrossFit movie. But so I'd been working there for about 5 weeks. And then I had gotten a phone call from Jason, and he said, "Hey Kory, like I want to extend you over an offer, an opportunity. Would you be open to going down to Mexico and starting a gym?" And this was a very serious conversation, and I fought every inch of me not to yell, "You boys like Mexico" from from Super Troopers.
Why did he think of you? Of all people?
I don't know. I luck of the draw. I had taken Spanish classes in high school and thought that I knew enough. And when they had sent me down to Mexico, which is Cabo San Lucas, to start a gym, I found out very quick I had no idea I had no idea in Spanish. And so basically I found that the best way for me to learn was just to go practice and just speak and just make mistakes and tell people that just bad stuff on accident, and then your friends will tell you a word that that they say is like funny and good, and then you'll say it somewhere else and it's a bad word. So it's
and people are shocked.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck,
So that was definitely a little bit of a learning curve.
When you got down there, did you have to find the place for the gym? Was everything set up for you? Or was like you did everything?
So essentially, the gym was already there. And it was a rebrand takeover, basically. So there was an existing space. There was a limited amount of equipment. Basically, our company came in, bought the space out. I sent down. We had a local coach with us. His name was Fede. Fede was awesome. I lived with the guy. I had so much fun just, sharing. We lived in the same house for the 6 months I was down there. We coached and we started this program essentially we had 30 members. The first week I was there, we started with 30 members because it was the existing location. And then when I had left in 6 months, we had progressed to 150 members.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's 5X.
Yes,
5X.
exactly. And so it was a full brand takeover. The really cool thing was NC Fit, when we rebranded NorCal CrossFit, was so big in this space that we had people visiting from all over. So I was meeting people from Arizona, Boston, people from Brazil were visiting, people from all over parts of like Mexico. So it was a really incredible opportunity to meet a lot of people that I actually still have friendships and connections with on Instagram to this day. And so to have that opportunity.
Yeah, what was it like first class or a month in, and you're like, everyone do 50 burpees? They're like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So I knew enough. I knew a little bit. And to be honest, I would say the two ways that helped me learn the most was I would take class. So there were two classes I would take. There was a yoga instructor that taught a yoga class on Thursday nights, to where she would say the command in English and then immediately translate into Spanish. So she'd be like, entran los pies en los manos. So basically, bring your feet to your hands. And so the action, when I would be stretching or doing like warrior or whatever the pose was, and she would say, entran los pies en los manos, basically bring your feet to your hands, and she would immediately translate. And so hearing it for the first time in Spanish, hearing her translate it the second time in Spanish, and then the action of me moving and doing that, I picked it up so much faster, and I actually brought that back to
it's like
my classes. Yeah, and that's how I knew I was going to learn, and it was actually pretty cool because I developed a northern accent. So when all my friends, when I would go speak, and like the locals, I would get weird looks all the time because the accent and the things that I was saying wouldn't be what they would expect a gringo, a white guy, to say. So that was definitely taking class. The yoga class was huge, and then just I was just ultra resourceful. Like I just put myself out there. I just tried to talk as much as I could. I had a cleaning lady that came to our house who she was so awesome that I would just like talk her ear off all the time because she was somebody who taught me proper Spanish. I would speak with my friends and they would teach me nothing but bad words, and I'm like, yeah, it's funny, but I can't say no mames in class, and I can't, and so the other challenge that you kind of don't think of either is I had classes of people who only spoke English and classes of people who only spoke Spanish. So I was having to teach in both languages simultaneously.
And have to go back and
forth. Which also, in the same regard, because of the way I learned of hearing it in Spanish first, speaking it in English, and then acting when I would demo the movement, right? Like, coro arriba, like high elbows, you could, like, that's a command, or you say like rodillas afuera, like knees out. And so I basically say it that way. So I say it in Spanish first and then in English, and it was more of like commands of like do this, or like when I would explain things, I would just kind of do my best, and I got laughed at a couple times, and I think I told the whole class to squeeze their buttholes once. First like squeezes their butts. So, but that's so if you're gonna put yourself out there,
and someone drops the way in their neck like Kory, Mister,
yeah,
Senor.
So You gotta be able to laugh at yourself and know that you're gonna make mistakes. But I truly felt that they really appreciated the effort. And I have friendships and bonds with people down there that to this day,
All right, Kory, that's all really good information. Love that. We got ourselves a Mexican fiesta over here.
Orderly.
Now, in a business sense, and we'll wrap up this subject, what did you learn from being in Mexico in terms of entrepreneurship, running a business, in terms of personal fitness, things that you could take back to America, or you have brought back to America?
I would say right off the bat, the biggest thing that I just wanted to ensure that every single person that walked through our doors felt welcome, no matter what nationality, no matter guy, girl, whatever, every person that came to my gym, I just wanted to make sure that they got the best product offered from fitness. Sometimes trainers and CrossFit classes and fitness classes alike don't have the best reputation for coaching or movement standards, or it's all about who can lift the heaviest, and it's like a big ego trip. So I just really tried to bring the best hour out of somebody's day. I just wanted that to be with me. So every single class, I wanted to make sure I was present in my interactions with my members. Having a memory of what they did over the weekend, or being just genuinely curious of what they like to do outside of the gym. I actually learned a really good acronym and a really good way to build relationships, and it's called the Ford model.
Okay.
So basically it's 4 letters. It's an acronym, FORD. If you can relate to somebody about their family, their occupation, their recreation, or their dreams.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, Ford, F-O-R-D. So, and you can use this in sales. You can use this in any interaction with any person. So if you can get people to open up about their family, their occupation, recreation, or dreams, that is a natural bridge to build camaraderie and trust within humans and people. So obviously in certain senses, maybe there's certain things about like recreation or dreams that maybe you can't really go into, but, family, occupation, if you can find a common ground and relate to somebody and really kind of peel back the layers that some people might have, that's a really good way. And you'll find that people who are naturally people oriented will already do that without even following the acronym. And just bringing that into the product, right? The product was our fitness class, our CrossFit class, or our NC Fit NC 30 class. We did boot camp style classes. So basically, whatever class that person took, the level of coaching, the level of equipment use, the level of attention to detail was stamped and repeated across every single class. So
Kory, that's really cool that you had the opportunity to go to Mexico, live down there, immerse yourself in the culture, train people, and then have this really cool experience. So I'm glad that you got to do it from a friend to friendship. I didn't know you at that point, but that's really cool to hear now how you reflect on that and like see how it's changed you as a person.
Absolutely. You just kind of had to put yourself out there and, make mistakes. And I was literally living in a place where they didn't speak the same language. So a lot of trial and error and pointing to things on the menu and guessing. And it worked out sometimes,
Taco, no burritos. They don't have burritos.
No burritos, only tacos.
Yeah. So then, last part, couple minutes left in the podcast. As we round third, ZFL.
The ZIF.
You and I are the last 2 members of the ZIF to come in
to be added.
So, in your words, tell the audience what ZIF is.
So, when I explain the ZFL to people, anybody, I basically tell them, take 10 of your best friends that you've known for about 12 to 15 years. Put you guys in an opportunity to bet and talk a lot of shit to each other throughout the day. And we've definitely continued to actually stay a lot closer through a lot of this because once the football season's over, we still have our Instagram channel that basically...
Slide in the DMs.
Yeah, exactly. Our Instagram channel, we basically... how would you say... How many postings do you think generally go into that a day between 12 of us?
I miss so many of them. We'll get like 15 notifications on my phone. I'll maybe watch a couple and then like I'm just like, this is too stressful.
It-
But at least 20 to 30 a day. But then
seriously.
there's also Discord, which is a chat
Yep.
where people chat there. So that's the beauty of nowadays is like 20, 30, 40 years ago, your best friends, unless you're physically around each other, you wouldn't be able to talk to each other,
Right.
family, friends. Nowadays, you just slide in the DMs and you can text people, Instagram people, TikTok people, Facebook people, email people, and you get to stay connected. And it just keeps you more socially connected to everybody around you, for better or for worse. For me, it's better.
Yeah. How long you been in the Zip for? How many seasons?
5 or 6.
Five or six. And
I won 1 year. So
2.
Yeah, I won fantasy football 1 year. This year came in I was second most of the season. Kory was second most of the season, and then I crashed out in the playoffs.
It's all right. I finished second. We lost to Davis. It was a good season. I definitely think that one word to kind of describe the whole experience as far as throughout the draft, we actually organize a weekend to where all the boys get together. We'll barbecue ribs, drink a bunch of beer, talk a lot of smack, and then when the draft comes around, it's like nothing but all business. Headphones. People are like fighting to like plug into the router so they can have the best internet. People were talking a lot of shit on me because I was using my phone for the draft and I ended up taking second place. So, I mean, whatever works, you know what I mean? Pull in Deebo Samuel in like the 6th or 7th round, and he was like one of the best receivers.
Players. And that's the beauty as well, is like this helps us stay connected. So we talk about working out, we talk about fitness. This helps us stay connected. Every day you get the laugh from your friends and your memes. I look forward to the draft every year. This year we went to our friend Zach's house up in Santa Cruz Mountains. The year before that, we went to the Airbnb
down here
in San Diego. The year before that, we went to where did we do the draft 2 years ago? We did it somewhere. I forget where, but we also take a trip every year as a collective ZFL. So we went to Buffalo in the middle of winter to see a game in Buffalo. We went to Vegas to see a game there. We want to go to a Saints game this year, a Dolphin game next year. So it makes us stay connected and have the friendship, go travel the world, have a great time. Say Kory's in Mexico, we'll make sure he flies up for the draft so he gets better Wi-Fi than Mexico. So it's really cool to have that. So again, why is this important? Why are we talking about fantasy football to you guys? It's just another way for you to have the mental health and healthy well-being. It can be working out. It can be hanging out with your friends virtually, in person. But whatever you're doing, if you can put a smile on your face, touch someone physically, like I'm touching Kory right now, it will just help you. It's okay. Weirdness is fine. It helps you stay mentally fit, physically fit, and you will live a more holistic, healthier life, which Kory has done a great job of telling us about today. So thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, appreciate it, Randy. Thank you for stopping by, guys. If you're looking for any kind of help, nutrition, fitness wise, definitely go ahead and add me on Instagram. It's not a very fitness focused, but if you want, it would be at your boy Kor, YABOYKOR. Go ahead and give me an ad. Shoot me a DM. Any questions? I'm genuinely looking to take on a couple of remote clients here pretty soon. So if health and wellness, nutrition, mindset, or strength and conditioning are definitely something you're interested in, or let's just say maybe you're kind of stagnant. You've been training for a while. You just need some direction. So, I've been in fitness since I was 18 years old. I currently work a full-time job, so I work 40 hours a week. So I've been able to develop a fitness lifestyle that's going to allow me to be healthy in my 30s. But I truly believe this is something I can teach to people, and this is something that I can continue to do for a long time, and I hope that I'm able to bring this to other people.
Thank you so much for being on. I'm a little tongue-tied. That was so beautiful. This is the Leap of Faith podcast. Please do like, subscribe on all channels. However you're listening, please do give us a review. Helps us grow the audience. Please go follow Kory. Please go follow me on YouTube. Help me grow the audience. I'm so tongue-tied right now because I'm just so happy about having my friend here and we did this.
Thanks, man.
But we will go ahead and do the sign-off. So I want y'all, and Kory's going to repeat after me. Stay healthy.
Stay healthy.
Stay wealthy.
Stay wealthy.
Have a good week, fans.
Have a good week, fans.
Deuces.
Bye, everybody.